Hello, and welcome to Team 4's examination of Case Study 4, Automobiles Citroën. My name is Shayna Bennett, and on behalf of my team members, Preston, Malcolm, Isaac, and Lexington, I want to thank you for joining me for this presentation. So first, we'll take a look at a brief case study description of Automobile Citroën, and then we'll take a look at the lessons learned from this case study, how the information relates to Module 4, if we were in their shoes, what our advisement would be, how does the case study apply to today's supplier relations? Um, and how is it relevant to our work today and in the future? And then finally, we'll conclude with some key takeaways. Citroën needed to adapt to a changing environment. They needed to improve their lean manufacturing and operational efficiency, improve their supplier and information integration, and they also wanted to have a cultural and workforce transformation. So in the early 1980s, Plan Mercure was born and implemented. It targeted waste elimination, system-wide efficiencies through lean methods. And they really wanted to achieve the three zeros: zero defects, zero breakdowns, and zero stock. This allowed them to be flexible and respond accordingly. Citroën also wanted to improve their supplier relations, and those suppliers were stakeholders in the process and not just vendors. And lastly, the organizational changes improved quality circles, decentralized decision making. And as they said, without our people, objectives are nothing but numbers. With our people today, they represent the will and the progress. Tomorrow, it will be the victory. When people thrive, the business thrives. So there's a three-pronged or four-pronged approach to Citroën's transformation. Plan Mercure, which is the lean production, supplier integration, workforce empowerment and training, and then a computer assisted maintenance program. They were trying to respond to issues such as low productivity. The competitors were had much more efficient productivity, and they could not compete, so they had to adapt. They adopted just-in-time manufacturing, SMED, which is single minute exchange of die, improved flow lines. They shifted to real-time demand signaling and Kanban systems versus stockpiling in anticipation and relying on forecasts that were often inaccurate. Um, Maintaining quality circles, improving communication, improving training, and it really created a cultural shift toward autonomy and cross-functionality. It improved cost savings. They closed the competitive gap with Toyota and Fiat, and really improved and showed the flexibility of their supply chains. So the lessons learned, first, we learned about the technical innovations and reputation is to always be under development. Citroën was a well-established, credible company beginning in the 1910s, but it's slow due to poor internal logistics and partnerships with suppliers. And strong supplier and internal logistics alone will not maintain your competitive advantage. Citroën made significant investments toward its manufacturing planning, but it needed to improve its competitiveness in the market by developing its internal and supplier logistics. Its focus was on optimizing cost, quality, flexibility, and dependability. However, the liberation of the EU's automotive market still left the company vulnerable to US and Japanese competition despite their internal successes. And lastly, the suppliers should be treated as partners for supply chain resiliency. Citroën recognized this value in the 90s, and we saw in this week's Yahoo Finance video that disruption is the new norm. So in today's inflationary environment, companies need to be ready for that. Response time eventually stabilizes, as we see here in figure one, and also figure two from the case study. So logistic costs eventually begin to increase again, reducing cost competitiveness to foreign competition, something that was much needed before the EU's liberation of the automobile market. And in our textbook, it's quoted as it's important to ensure that the strengths of the distribution network fit with the strategic position of the firm. The logistic developments weren't fully aligned with the firm's strategic positioning. How does it relate to Module 4? In the case study, the factory's transition was driven by a need to streamline operations and reduce high inventory costs. Um, the retail storage with customer pickup leads to higher inventory and handling costs. Citroen's transformation aimed to reduce these exact inefficiencies by implementing more digitally connected and lean processes. The response time, same day pickup, is a strength of retail storage, which demands fast response and visibility. In this case, the digital transformation aimed to increase manufacturing responsiveness and flexibility, mirrored the same present pressure for fast, transparent fulfillment to meet modern customer expectations. The information infrastructure, Module 4 notes that customer pickup models require investment in information systems. The factory's push to digitize workflow and integrate smarter planning tools illustrates this, showing how technology is essential in aligning production with downstream distribution demands. And then we have omni-channel alignment. Module 4 covers the rise of omni-channel retailing. And while the case study reflects this shift indirectly by optimizing production to be more adaptable, Citroën sets the stage for more integrated, agile fulfillment systems that support modern omni-channel networks. So let's take a look at what we would have done different. Um, we would have focused on accelerating the transformation brought by Plan Mercure. We would have advocated for a faster and more integrated rollout of manufacturing principles such as the just-in-time delivery, zero defect production, and flexible workforce deployment to stabilize the company's financiers sooner. And even though Plan Mercure implemented strategies such as quality circles and cross-functional teams, making these a real part of the company's culture takes more than just setting them up. Encouragement, recognition, and holding people responsible need to occur in order for implementation to be successful. So where is the firm now? Today, Citroën is it's a brand under Stellantis, a global automotive group created by the merger of PSA Group and Fiat Chrysler Automobiles in 2021. Citroen's not operating as an independent firm anymore, but it continues to play a role in Stellantis' strategy, focusing on affordable vehicles with innovative design and quality at the forefront. The firm has a strong presence in Europe and is contributing to Stellantis' broader mobility goals. And the events in this case had a lasting impact on Citroën. Plan Mercure helped the company survive a financially catastrophic period by modernizing its manufacturing processes. And the introduction of systems improved operational efficiency and laid the foundation for long-term supply chain integration. And the firm did recover, and the transformation did matter. It helps Citroën survive in an extremely competitive market where other firms failed. So how can we apply this to our work today? Optimize layouts. They tackled inefficiencies by designing physical layout of the factory, workstations with production demand flows, a move that's directly relatable to how we think about workspace efficiency in our setting. Just like in a factory, cluttered, poorly designed layouts in our offices can lead to unnecessary delays, confusion, and waste. We need to look and see, are we front loading too many tasks? Can we sequence our processes better? Lean and waste reduction allow for continuous improvement and workplace strategies. We focus on reducing all forms of waste motion, inventory, waiting, overproduction. It improves responsiveness. In the work area, we should be looking for similar opportunities. Are there places we could include steps out of habit rather than necessity? What can change to improve our efficiencies? And lastly, our key takeaways. Agile strategy initiatives, such as those utilized in Plan Mercure, enable organizations you can satisfy diverse demands, minimize costs without compromising quality or timeliness. Care for capital, human capital, and equipment is critical. And lastly, continuous process improvement and lean manufacturing help organizations meet their triple bottom line by serving their people, their profits, and also reducing waste and saving the environment. Lastly, thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoy this presentation.